Welcome to Golden Mountain, Golden Meadow. Welcome back again, once again, for reading section Unit 9. Yes, obviously. Class tenors, it's your time now. Let's begin this particular reading section. We have Unit 9 expressing unexpected results, and the first part that we have is reading, engaging yourselves in different activities. And the first of all warm-up questions for you are like, look at the pictures below and answer the following questions. You have a beautiful pictures, but I see person is standing in between forks of a road two forks of a road, and you have very alluring, very fascinating trees, maybe woods. Okay. And the questions for you is: A, guess what the boy is thinking about. B, which road do you think he chooses? Oh, you have got two roads and the person is in a dilemma or dilemmatic situation, and then wants to exactly choose one direction, not the band, but the road that he has to take. Number C, we have is dilemma is a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more alternatives. Have you ever faced a dilemma? When? Why were you in a dilemma? What did you do in that situation? Was it difficult to make a choice between the two? Oh, to me, it sounds like you are indecisive. You're not able to decide what to do, where to go, and you have options, a lot of options. Like, for example, you have a question, you have got four options, and now in mini mango, you can go or toss in this and that. So you are trying to hit or shoot an arrow in a dark place. So that's a dilemma. If you are really enlightened, if you are really educated, full of knowledge or skills that you possess, then you would think, calculate mathematically, or logically. You'll put your ideas and thoughts to decide which direction I should go. This is the sun that's rising from there, so that must be east. Do I have to go to east? This road seems to be taking to me to the west. This one to the north, this one to the east. So at this situation, you are like in the middle of the sea and don't have any maps, nor no, maps won't work over there, and you don't have compasses as well. So the compass that you're supposed to possess to find out which direction that you are heading to, they are missing it, and you don't have. You're just left out in the middle of the ocean in a small boat, and it's a fate. It's a fate. But you are the one to decide what you are going to do. Are you going to die over there in the same boat, or are you going to row the boat towards the direction where you might get some help, or you may go to the direction where you're supposed to be going, where your life is, the entire ending of your life is waiting for you, and there is kind of determined ambition. Okay, and remember, once you choose one particular route, you don't have your another life and the same life that you're living in. Like, your experiences on that particular field would be, accumulated, and you'd gather a lot of knowledge. Knowledge is power. So once you choose a faculty in your life also, most of you are indecisive what you're going to do after SEE or grade 10 studies, whether you'd be choosing science. So in science, what are you going to study, physics or bio or something like that? So you are still in confusion, and which college offers bio, which college offers physics, which college offers both, which college offers only computers, which college does not offer at all. So it's a dilemmatic situation. Let's say dilemmatic situation that you are confused, and most of you don't have ambition. What you're going to do in your life, you don't know. What you know is how to throw bad words towards the other. How do you know is how to be a spammer? How to be a spammer means give us spam words and dirty words, vulgar words, scolding and teasing and that and that. You don't have at all any kind of ambition where you're going to go. This is very very rigid decision that you have to take. And class tenors, you are in such a position that you cannot miss your time. You cannot let the time go. Your time, your life in your timeline, you're in almost at the end of grade 10, and you have to make a choice now where you are going to go. So with that third note, I would like to read what after that in the study. Be number study time, reading one, read the poem by Robert Frost. Okay, Robert Frost. I think everybody knows who Robert Frost is. Obviously, he was a literate, laureate, as well as a poet in general language. And the most interesting and impressive phrases that he would write about in is, or he has written about, is lines that woods are lovely, dark and deep. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, and we have miles to go before I sleep. So I've just skipped two lines in the middle, right? Woods are lovely, dark and deep, and that. Then we go to the last line, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Before I die, in actually, spiritually, physically, before I die, right? I have to do a lot. So miles to go. I have to do a lot, and I have to experience a lot. And woods are lovely. It's very beautiful standing over. It's wonderful. I cannot stick in this party. I cannot stand in the middle of the beautiful scenario. I cannot spend entire time in one particular place. But I have to go forward and go and experience a lot in my life. I have to go hang out. I have to go abroad. I have to go uh, the taste different type of foods, right? So many things are to be done. So that there was a time when romanticism was flourishing. Okay, romanticism. When it comes to romanticism, you know what the romanticism is. Romanticism is a movement in England. During that time, every writer started writing about every small entities, like natural entities, river, rivulet, leaves, trees, woods, pasture, villages, villagers, farmers, everything that is available in the entire world. And before this romanticism, there was the era when Shakespearean era, and in Shakespearean era, these writers, Shakespeare and other writers, Spencer's and so many writers, they always praised kings, emperors, moors, captains, and they were to entertain these high ranked people that time. That's why, fed up of always praising the high class people, the romantic, let's say not romantic people, the writers who were in romanticism, who were writing as a movement to start writing about every small thing that is available in the entire world, so that every beauty of every entity, every creature can be expressed and understood in depth, rather than thinking of the one who's like bribing. Something like bribing, like you write something very embellished words, very crafted words for the emperors and for the kings and queens, and they'll give some kind of tokens, right, gifts and all that. So that's like that bribing. So romantic movement somewhere at the end of 19th century, right? The end of 19th century around. Okay, let's say we simply says 19th century, end of 18th century. So till the end of 19th century, about 100 years, the movement of romanticism lasted. So moving on to the poem that's given, and Robert Frost, and find out why he's in dilemma. So he says the road not taken. All right, it's time to sing. Everybody was saying last time, like, yeah, oh, come on, let's sing. I'm gonna sing two lines of these to this particular poem. Two roads diverge in a yellow, and sorry I could not travel both. and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could. All right, so to wait bent in the on the growth. So we have a first stanza, and they are in tetrameter. Like tetrameter means if you count numbers levels, you'll have around eight. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So around 8 9. That means you have got four pairs tetra a meter. The lines are written tetrameter, and we have got rhyming pattern as well. Okay, would, stood, could, growth. So that means A B A B, right? A B A B format. So this type of rhyming pattern is also mentioned there in the stanza written by Robert Frost. Is wrote not taken. Right. Moving on to the poem in a simple language. Then took the other as far as fair. I think you can sing the same tune. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing deer. So basically, we have you can put any kind of tune, any of the songs tune to remember the poem. The more you put the tunic expressions, the more you'd remember the poem quickly. Okay, had warned them really about the same. So, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere edges and edges hence, two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. By Robert Frost. Well, I'm not explaining the poem right now. Just understand that there is a poem, and now we have some vocabularies and general languages activities to do. So let's go on to the vocabulary use. Following words describe either of the two roads the poet is talking about in the poem. Fill the table below choosing appropriate words given below. Now you have a table: bent, in the on the growth, fair, better, grassy, worn, trodden black, less travel. These are the words that are given, and you have to divide them into two roads. One the first road, another word, another road. Okay. So moving on to the next activity that we have is the match the following words with their meanings. And words and meanings are given in two different columns. In first column we have words that diverse, wood, undergrowth, claim, sigh, trodden, bent, hence. And the meaning section we have a deep and long breath, walked on, branched away, demand for rest, shrubs, a mass of bushes, from now on, curved. That's it. Furthermore, we have reading comprehension, and the reading comprehension part 2, we have first type of exercises, that's fill in the blanks using suitable words from the box. You are given a box with lots of words, and you may need to use the words twice as well. The words are less traveled road, roads, decision, difference, speaker, difficult, dilemma, choices. The poem or summary of the poem, I guess, it's given in a fill in the blank format, and you have to insert that. I'll just say dash in place of blank space. So the paragraph type of fill in the blank exercise goes like this: the poem is about a dash that the dash has faced. He has dash between two dash. He compares both the dash. He takes a long time to take the final dash. It is dash for him. Finally, he chooses the dash that has made a dash in his life. As I have said, you can just turn on your YouTube's subtitles so that you can also see what I'm reading in the text format, and you can also see what I'm speaking as well. All right, the part two, the second part. Inside the part itself, we have find the words from the poem which rhyme with the words given below. So I've already given the rhyming pattern you have four words that are given. Then you have an example, and you have to find them out to rhyme with these words. Like for example, wood. An example for wood is given. Wood stood good. So that's what I said. A kind of format. And you have the word fair, and you have to find out similar words having rhyming word fair, fair. Okay, with this fair, at least it has to end in air. Then third one we have is a day. So a type of sound you have to rhyme, and then find out the word that rhymes with this word day, and then go with the I kind of sound, I kind of sound. So you find out the words for these words that rhyme with the word sigh. Third part of the text that we have is to read the poem again and answer the questions. This is very interesting now. Question answer session. So you can be interactive to the people around you. You can also ask yourself what the question's answer must be. And the poem that I have read, you can rewind and pause, and you can also understand the poem as well. So coming to the text, in questions, the question says, number A, who is the speaker in the poem? All right, the person who speaks inside the poem without any name is called persona. So you can say who the persona in the speaker is. Might be the author himself, right? The maybe Robert Frost himself, maybe somebody who's traveling by. So you can use any of the answer. The word persona is the must. Number B, where is the speaker standing in this poem? So now you identify where he is. Number C, why does he stop there for a long time? He's gazing in the middle of the junction. The speaker is standing, and then standing long time, stopping over there for a long time. Why? Just give the answer for that. Number D, why is he in a dilemma? So why is he in a dilemma? So that too you can answer the question. Number E, which road does he choose to travel? Finally, the bottom lines of the poem, the ending of the poem gives the correct answer for this question. So you can find an answer. Why does he leave the other one? So why does he leave the other one? So that's another one. So why? There's reason again. You find out and write the answer. Number G, is the speaker optimistic? Optimistic thinks of a positivity in our life to be successful in his life. How can you say this? Prove this statement. If he is if the speaker is optimistic or pessimistic, but the question here it is optimistic. If you say no, it's going to be pessimistic, so you have to answer for the no as well. If you say yes, he is optimistic, then you have to answer optimistic as well. So I'm going to go for number S. Do you think he has made the right decision? Do you think so? Has he made the right decision by taking one road? So why? You need to find out and then give the logical answer for this. Number I, what do you think the roads refer to? The roads, the image. It is creating image in your mind. Okay, roads. What does it mean? What is the connotative meaning of this one? What is the metaphorical meaning of the roads? Is it just roads that he's talking about? The paved road, the unpaved road that goes to certain direction of the physical geography, or it's referring to something else? Like faculties, I said, science faculty, science faculty, commerce faculty, education faculty, or arts faculties, or different type of faculties that leads to different professions. Is it talking about some other thing? It's just generally it's talking about two directions or two roads that it will be taking to geographical places. Now, finally, you have a question. What is the central idea of the poem? What is the entire central idea of the poem? This is to be thought very carefully and write in a beautiful answer, right? This is what it's very important to do. Let's go with the follow-up activities for this poem is, have you ever been in a situation like the speaker of the poem? The road not taken has been. If you have shared it with your class, okay, you would be given an opportunity to speak up, raising hands. I have. Then the first priority, teacher will give you to speak up, and then you get a chance to speak. All right, and you have got limited time in the classroom as well. Remember, you have got around 40 to 45 minutes in the classroom. Make sure that your thoughts, your information is kept in 2 minutes very quickly. Let's go to the number two. Recite the poem in the group and paraphrase it. Now, recite. You have to recite the poem. So, what reciting means? Read the poem, or I've just said you tune it in some kind of song, then you'll remember, and then paraphrase it. What does the first line say? What's the meaning of that? What does the second line say? What's the meaning of that? What's the third line in our general language? So paraphrase them. Okay, paraphrase means just give the meaning of the line that's given. Okay, number three, that what message do you think the poet wants to convey to the readers? What is the central idea we have already talked about? So that message that he wants to talk to the reader, how he whatever that he wants to convey, it's it's eternal. It is going to last for the entire till the end of humanity. These questions would strike, and we have to develop our ambition. Okay, similarly, we have the second reading, second type of reading. This time it's not a poem, it's prose, right? It's a prose, beautiful prose again. It talks about autumn. Autumn, you imagine that. They visualize that autumn full of grays, reddish, yellowish. Hardly we have got green leaves except for the evergreen plants. Okay, read the narrative essay about an unexpected incident. Narrative means something that's just told. Once upon a time, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. That's a narrative thing. There is no conversation between one and two. That's neither there is any poetic rhythm and all that. But however, you may find some alliteration within it and some kind of the literary tools that are used in all types of sentences, languages. Okay, the title is a Scary Secret of Two Sisters. Scary Secrets of Two Sisters. S, 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 S. Title is the writer has chosen the title in such a manner that the words s, s is reiteratively used, means repetitively they are used, so that the mind will get the sound right? So that's scary, the secret, the sisters. So all these three words have the first word, it gives the scary, it's quite awful, and the secret, it is inquisitive and awful as well. Sisters are also kind of secrets, and we can't understand the ambiguous. They can't understand everything. So they are kind of secret and scary as well. Okay, this thing has been utilized in the title. Let's go into the depth of the reading section. I'm not going to explain much. One autumn, my sister and I made a blunder. She was 10 and I was 16. We planned to really enjoy our holiday because we were together but away from home. Our excitement lasted till the end of our journey and taught us an important lesson. We felt very excited and grown up as we were on the way to the hometown of our grandparents in a car. Fresh and cool breeze touched our body and our soul. When we reached the lodge, we were disappointed. Although it was expensive, it was not clean and well furnished. It had a tin roof. The room where we were going to spend our night was small. I did not find it cozy. In spite of a small window that was facing towards me, towards the north, the room was not as airy as we expected. Both of us disliked it. We asked our granny, "Is there any hotel? We like to stay somewhere else, but not here." When we asked about another option, our grandfather replied, "No, there's not any guest house or hotel nearby." Their reply annoyed us, and but we could not make any further request further. After we unpacked our suitcases, our grandmother warned us not to go outside till their return. "We won't," my sister promised, but I knew that she was telling a lie. We had already decided to go out. We went out of the lodge as soon as our grandparents were out of their sight or our sight. When we reached a narrow gravelled street it was already dusk. The view of the setting sun was very unpleasant. Birds were returning to their nests. We could hear children playing soccer nearby, but the little street was quiet. There was no sign of any hotel. Suddenly, a thug stepped out from the bush. He growled, "Don't move." He was tall and lanky. His black beard and dirty curly hair was disgusting. He was wearing a black face mask and spectacles. When he came very close to us, we could smell cigarettes and a terrible smell of alcohol in his breath. I shivered. My little sister was terrified. We were speechless. He said, "Give me your chain." So I did. Then he returned to my sister and said, "Your earrings?" Without uttering any words, he gave her best gold earrings. Snatching my handbag, he jumped into the bush and vanished. Then we cried and cried. After some time, we recollected ourselves and ran back to the lodge. When we did not feel safe until we got into our room and locked the door behind us. Though the man looted our precious things, he taught us a good lesson. We had disobeyed our elders, which we were not supposed to do. Despite their warning, we walked out in a place which was new for us. Before this horrible experience, we did not used to listen to our parents and elders. How stupid we were. We now learn that we should obey them because their experience and knowledge are guidelines for a better life. After this incident, we became more obedient. However, we decided not to tell the scary incident to our grandparents or even our parents. We knew that they would punish us even though we had learned a lesson. That dangerous adventure is still a secret that I only share with my sister. The article is adopted from the Savage and the Mayor's effective academic writing. Okay, we have a vocabulary in use. We have a first part: solve the following crossword puzzle using the words from the text. So you have good cross puzzles, and number one, the first alphabet is B. Number two, let's go with the horizontal first. Number one is in the horizontal. Number two, we have a first alphabet B. Number three, a first alphabet F. Number five, we have alphabet T. Number seven, alphabet G. And on the horizontal side, number four, you've got alphabet G. Number six, you've got alphabet S. And number eight, you've got alphabet S again. So that is to be solved, finding out the words from the verb passage. And you have a meaning across mean horizontal line covered with gravel. Number six, grabbing, stealing. Number eight, shook slightly because you are frightened. And down you've got vertical collection. You have one, disappear suddenly. Two, a stupid or careless mistake. Three, containing furniture. Five, a violent person, especially a criminal. And seven, said something in a low voice. So the spelling of the words for these meanings you can find from the text above and then insert the right word. Find the words from the text above and that describe the following noun. For example, laws, right? Laws. Find the words from the text above that describe the following noun. Example, laws, small. Okay. You have got the option street, thug. And then we need to go to reading section again in comprehension following this particular passage. Rule number two, Roman one, we have first one, choose the best alternatives and fill in the blanks. Number here we have fill in the blanks. The weather was dash while they were traveling. We have got four options: pleasant, cold, gloomy, hot. Number B, the sisters did not like the laws because it was dash. Options you have: dirty, cozy, airy, spacious. Go to the number C. The dash said, "Give me your chain." Options you have: grandparents, parents, thug, manager of the laws. Number D. My sister said, inside quotation, dash. We want, don't move your earrings. Let's keep the secret. Number E, you have the two sisters learned to be dash after that incident. You have got the options: liar, obedient, honest, well mannered. Now that follows again another set of comprehensive questions. Says read the text and answer the following question. Number A, where did the two sisters go to spend their vacation? Number B, what did they decide to do in the absence of their grandparents? Number C, why did they go out of the laws? Number D, what happened when they reached the street? Number E, what important lesson did they learn from their mistake? Number F, why did they decide not to share that scary incident to anyone? And number Z, we have what lesson did you learn from this text? Now we go into the third part of our comprehensive writings. Now you're saying it is said, imagine you are the narrators, right? Indian, most of the Indians narrators. Okay, it's narrators. See, sister, write your experience in your own words. Write your experience in your own words. And we have got follow up activities. Imagine the place where this story might have taken place. Imagine the story. Imagine the location of the story. Then draw the picture of the place, including the man, two sisters, and street with bushes on both sides, and color it. Very interesting for the artists. Okay, that comes to the end of our reading section. We do have grammar, and it's already 9:15, so I must stop. Tomorrow I'll be continuing grammar. Before I wrap up, let me talk to the ones who are still watching. Thumbnail poses, thumbnails, yeah, thumbnail poses. I've got nails and thumbs and nails. All right, thank you very much, Venomex. Who, Soumya Upadhyayo, Gemo is not mine. Okay, did you eat? Shivali Thapa, yes, I did. The half an hour break that I took was to have my supper. Thank you very much. What about you, Shivali? Um, okay, Nepal to Janda. Ah, sir, thumbnail pose, good. How are you? I'm very good. Game is not the same. With expression? Shivali Dhaba. Did you eat dinner again? How many times? So you okay? Okay, I am okay, fine. What about you? I am fine. I am fine. Very, very fine. Okay, so time to move, I think. Thumbnail pose again with the expression. Okay? You again. Bye bye. Take care, everybody. Good night.